All right. So as you're just, settling, I feel like, we've been doing this little trajectory of meditation at the beginning of practice and then ending with meditation. And we started with, maybe moving the tennis ball under the foot first. And then we did a few sun salute, like just like, I don't know, downward dog. We moved very, very little and then sat for meditation. And so today, before we Om, my intention is to begin that same way, that we'll start with either a tennis ball under your foot or give it a little massage or whatever, just to open the foot. And then we'll take it up to, we'll do a little bit of moving first, get things open and kind of move some energy, and then Om, and then sit. All right, great. So with that being said, welcome to your practice. Grab your tennis ball and we'll stand up. Oh, do we have our? Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. And if you'd rather sit, that is all fine. Just open up the bottom of your foot, the top of your foot, your toes. Find your breath. And because we know what we're doing here so well, you focus on it. Maybe you lift your arms in the air as you do it. We'll just open the breath, and you can place your fingers, flip your palms if you like. Oh, Miss Sadie. I got it. Okay. Oh, okay. She's gone. All right, stay with that one foot. Find your place of most discomfort-ish. See if you can move your toes. Maybe drop your jaw, stick your tongue out all the way. Go back. And then release, take your arms down. Feel things are moving. Good, thank you. And then we'll switch sides. And once again, I'm going to lift the arms, maybe opposite interlace. Whether you're looking at your foot or not, you're deeply connecting to that, at the experience of this. Your mind is in your foot, focusing on the movement of the ball, the opening of the breath. Nice. Find that part of maybe the center of the foot, the arch. Open your mouth, stick out your tongue. Then release your arms, pause. Good. Okay. I'm just going to move the ball out of the way, put it on something so it's not just put on my blanket. And wherever you're standing, we're just going to lift the arms as we inhale. And as you exhale, release the arms down by your sides, bring them into that prayer position, and then inhale and reach up. And exhale. Now just bent to show you, but I think that's, you want to add that, bend your knees, take your hands to your heart. Open yourself here, we go already. Encompass the fullness of this full moon energy that we're in. And this is the great flower moon. But I look out at my 2 apple trees on my front lawn, and they're just about ready to burst open. Okay, I'm going to do 2 more. Yes, and then we'll rest in the resonance of what is, and I'm going to keep the hands at the heart. You can drop your arms if you wish, and just drop your jaw, lift your heart. And then inhale, sweep up. And exhale, bend your knees, take your arms out to the side, start to fold down into your forward fold. So if any blocks grab them, you can separate your feet apart. Good. And then we'll take a few breaths here as you inhale, lengthen forward, and as you exhale, hold. So feel the feet grounding. It's almost like the torso wants to get longer, stand from the hips. The hips are holding the gap. Okay, one more.
And then we'll move into downward facing dog. And you can always modify on your knees. And we're going to be here for a few breaths. So tap into, like, can you spread your fingers a little bit? Can you anchor through the heel of your hand and even the finger pads anchoring into the floor? Wiggle your tush a little bit. Maybe pedal your legs. So you bend one knee and the other. Keep your hips high and the connection from the shoulders all the way up through the arms into the hands. Anchor. Good. Okay. Well, from here, I'm going to flow into plank. As you inhale, come forward. You can have your knees on the floor. And exhale and send it back. The knees are on the floor. It's a different movement, but it's all good. Just be where you are. Breathe. Here's the trick with plank, is that even though the body's parallel, I'm lifting up from the inside, lifting the heart, lifting the belly, pressing the hands into the floor. Maybe do 2 more. With great intention. And then wherever you are, we're going to come down into child's pose. And we'll pause here in your version of child's pose. You can grab a block if you want. You can separate your knees. Use your bolster if you need it today. And again, just come into this breath, this idea of sinking down. In plank, we lift ourselves up like we can hold the weight. And here we're descending. Good. And then we'll walk ourselves up. We're going to come into sitting after all that. And take your time, because even though from meditation, if you prefer to lie down, go ahead and do that. So we'll sit, and maybe Heart, you want to come sit with me? Okay. So take your time, set up, and you moved a little bit. You're like, okay, I'm here, I'm present. There's nowhere else to be. This is it. Okay. So I just have my hands holding my heart. If you have them in the namaste position, or Anjali Mudra is the other name of this pose, with the hands pressed together. And if the elbows lift, we get that extra wrist. Good. And then feeling, we're going to Om 3 times. So exhale completely. Inhale fully. Om. Keeping your hands where they are, or releasing them onto your thighs or in your lap. Softening your eyes, your jaw, your ears. It's a way of releasing the jumble of thoughts, softening the third eye space. If you're not sure how to do that, you just smile. Being aware of your hips as they are, balancing your shoulder girdle over your hip girdle. Maybe balancing the ears over the shoulders. Dropping your chin slightly towards your heart.
Gently bringing your awareness back to your breath, to your presence. Perhaps from here, if you bring your palms together and rest your thumbs along the center of your forehead and bow once again to yourself. Press into the forehead with your thumbs, soften the shoulders. As you exhale, release your hands to your thighs, your chin, and gently open your eyes, maybe just halfway. Let it come in. Really sitting cross-legged, stretch your legs out, move your little toes around. Okay, so if you're on your back, you want to hug your knees into your chest, that's fine. If you're sitting with me, we're just going to bring the knees up and we're going to give them a little hug. You just take your hands around and now I have my knees far apart. You could bring them closer together. Let your head drop and press back. Let the jaw go. You inhale, grow tall, and as you exhale, just take your hands behind you. Good. Okay, I'm gonna just lift the feet up off the floor. Move the knees side to side, and if you want to keep the feet on the floor, that's fine. Flex your feet. And then, nice. Yes. Good. And then pause for a moment. I'm going to straighten the legs up, but you can keep the feet on the floor and just lift your heart up. Good. Okay, release. Good. Okay, take your Baddha Konasana, give the feet a little love. Okay, so we're still sitting on something. Hopefully that's working for you. Take the hands off, and I'm just going to pick up this left leg and move it. Boom. And then we're going to turn ourselves to the right. Good. And then from the right, I do have this left hip is lifting. You're going to put the left hand on the outer right knee. The right hand is going to walk behind you, twist. And then as you exhale, you let that left hip come down. And so that might mean walking the right hand around and turn to look over the left shoulder. And we're just going to rock between these two. So as you inhale, you turn, you let the left hip lift. And as you exhale, come back, move the hands wherever you need. So that the work is, even though there's a twist and the hands are moving, you're moving with your breath, it's coming from this left hip. Left hip lifts and almost rolls forward. And then it comes down. So do one more. Good. And then you're going to come back. Lift the left knee. I'm no hands. I'm coming back, Baddha Konasana, but maybe hands to adjust. So you're back here, and then the right. Turn it out and turn. Let the right hip lift. And you know it now. So just going to come back. Move your hands as you need to. All here I feel the hands are moving way more than they did on the other side, but that's all good. Just turning. So really feel, put your mind in this right hip, that it is driving. Not so important what the hands are doing. It's the breath and the hip. Okay, last one. Nice. And we'll come back, and again, no hands, yogi's choice, come back. Give these feet some love. Good. Okay. All right, so we are going to come up to standing. No hands. Oh, does that work? Take it forward. Let's see, what's another way to do it? No hands. If I do this. Oh, maybe 1, 2. How many ways can we get up? Okay, you might want to grab a strap. We're going to grab hold of one foot behind us. This is just lines of energy. So here's a wall. If you want to use a wall, that's all fine. Okay, here's where we're going. I'm going to hold the foot, bring the knees, maybe both hands. So a strap might be amenable. Whatever you need. Yes. Okay. Good. All right. So find your, let's say we're going to start standing on the left foot and you're going to take the right foot in. So you can even face the wall if you like, or go to the side or no wall. And I'm just going to grab that right foot. And then as soon as I grab it, you bring the knees together and you anchor
through that right knee and the left foot. You put your left hand on your hip if it's not at the wall. Flex into the right foot. Okay, find your balance. So soften your eyes, smile. Even if you're wobbling, no balance today, it's okay. Maybe the left hand can come back and hold the foot too. You might even interlace the fingers or both hands on the strap. And press that foot into the hands. So let the shoulders move back. Maybe the heart lifts. Maybe none of that. And the wobbling always makes me smile. The falling is always interesting. If you're still here, it's about finding that balance on the left foot. One more breath. And then release and just feel what, even if you've come down a little bit ago, huge lines of energy. Huge lines of energy. Okay, same thing, second side. So right hand would be at the wall if you need that. And you can grab hold of the left foot. As soon as you grab it, you bring the knees together. Then I anchor through that left knee all the way through the right foot. And then the left foot is flexed. Let that left shoulder open. So it's not coming forward, it's coming back. And once you feel it, maybe both hands can hold that foot and interlace, or just hold it and be like, oh, look at me, or not. Woo. Take your time. Falling out is an opportunity to just get back in. Breathe. Okay, wherever you are. If you can lift your heart, take the shoulders back, anchor through both legs. The left leg like you're standing on. Woo. Okay, and I take 3 more breaths. Even though I fell out, I'm getting back in. And breathe. And then once you're done, okay, release and feel. Whatever that was. Strap, no strap, we get it all. Okay. So we're gonna do it one more time. This time, so I'm gonna grab the foot, bring the knees. If I can take the hand to the big toe side, I'm gonna do that, but it doesn't matter. Both sides, it just helps open the shoulder. Both sides, shoulder has to open, and then we'll start to take the leg back. But look at my torso, even though you can't see my head. It's there. I'm not coming forward. The torso is not changing. It's not this. It's about, can I take it back without tilting forward? So, whew, feels so good. I'm so excited for you. Here we go. Unless you're in it. Find the right foot. However you've got it. Strap, no strap. Squeeze the knees. Press the knee and the left foot to the floor. And then you start to take it back. Let the shoulder open. Keep the right hip forward. Wherever it goes. Wherever it goes. Lift your heart. Breathe. And release. And then bask in these lines of energy. Lines of untapped energy through the whole back line. And we get the quadricep stretch. So, okay, second side. I'm just gonna grab hold of this left foot. See if I can take the hand to the big toe edge. Squeeze the knees, anchor down. Push the foot into the hand. Start to take it back. Soften your jaw, lift your heart. Left hip rolls forward. Breathe. If you're touching the wall, maybe take the arm up. High. Oh, release. Oh, yes. That's yours. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, all right. Let's stay at the wall because we're here. Let's take a downward dog at the wall. I'm just going to walk my feet right to the wall. Put your hands at the wall. Spread your fingers. Even turn your hands out slightly. When you do that, you're going to feel the elbows come in. Good. Inhale, lift your heart. And as you exhale, just step back anywhere that's comfortable. And once you get there, you can adjust where you have the arms. If they feel like they're too high or too low. And notice if you're sinking your head down, lift it up with those ears, above your arms or in line with your arms. Now put your mind in your feet, friends. What happens if you anchor the feet as if you're almost pressing back? Feel your hands come into deeper contact with the wall. And now take the shoulders up towards your ears. And now bring the shoulders back down as if the head's going to get longer, neck's going to get longer. And like that shoulder push-ups. So do that a few times. This connection between your feet and your hands. Good.
and then come up. Walk yourself halfway from wherever distance you are, palm over palm at the wall, and then rest your forehead there. Like you're almost like leaning into the wall. Drop your jaw. Just think of this as like, 5-year-old tantrum pose. Just like I've seen, maybe you have too, seen kids do this. They're so frustrated. But they put their forehead at the wall and drop your jaw. Breathe. Okay, press the wall away. Come up to standing. Turn around. Take your hips to the, okay, we're gonna do a forward fold. So if you want blocks, maybe as I bring my hips to the wall, I'm gonna grab the blocks and then drop the hips to the wall. And then you can adjust, you can go closer to the wall, further away from the wall. Your feet can walk further apart. Whatever it is, I'm gonna keep the camera where it is for a moment. Maybe you take your forearm to the thighs and you look at your feet. Can you lift your toes up and then push down into the floor and away? You might feel your hips come up the wall a little bit. Maybe you walk them and then you go a little bit more. Okay, then let the toes come down. So can you spread them? Can you spread them? Then feel the heel. I want to say inner outer edges, but the back of the heel. Put your mind there. Feel the big toe ball of the foot and the baby toe side of the foot, everything anchoring. Then if you want to put your hands on blocks and fold forward, go for that. You might put your hands on the floor. Okay, you might be able to walk your hips up the wall more. Whatever it is, we're looking for an opening in the backs of the legs. So that's why whatever height you're using, connect to the feet. Are they equally pressing? Is one foot taking more than the other? You can even look at them. Are the arches lifting up off the floor? If not, lift your toes. Good. Okay, we're going to sit down. So we're sliding the hips down the wall, bending the knees. I'm going to take the hands here, and I'm going to come all the way up. We're going to sit. Maybe the arms go up. But now put your mind in your feet, even though you can't see them. Find all those things, because that's what's going to anchor your legs. That's what's going to support you here. That's what's going to build this. Right? So good. One more breath. Okay, slide up the wall. Take your hands to the wall, come away, and just feel these lines of energy. Oh. Good. Okay. So we have these blocks. Let's say we're going to come to a wide-legged. So you might even have your blocks at the front. Okay, I'm going to jump the feet wide because jumping is like good. Yeah, or step, or even just a little hop and then heel toe. I'm going to try and take a big one. Whatever it is. Okay, from here, feel your feet. Look at them. Find all those lines in your feet. Maybe you pick the toes up and you anchor. And you drop your tail a little bit. Now reach up, inhale. Good, as you exhale, open the arms out. We're gonna fold at the hips. If you need to bend your knees, do it. You might put your hands here and push these thighs back. Back thighs. Okay, and then you can put your hands on your blocks or on the floor or between your feet. And just feel here from the hips, your inner hips, your outer hips, that, all that. You can anchor down through the legs into the feet. And then pull from the feet up to the hips. Like as if you're sucking up all that energy it's like your roots from the earth, and then press from the hips down. Almost like a imperceptible cat-cow. If you've got that, just get some work. Be with that. Okay, we're gonna come back up, maybe through the strength of your legs, take your hands to your blocks or hands to your hips, lift, come up. I'm gonna jump the feet together, but you can heel toe. Make the sounds, and then just stand here for a moment. Maybe you want to rock front to back on your feet. Love your feet. Okay. So coming back to balance. This time I'm gonna bring the thigh in. If you want to use your wall and walk to the wall, stay where you are, whatever one. Feel your feet. Stand on the left foot. Lift up. Yeah, and then take that right knee
Maybe you hold underneath the thigh, maybe you hold in front. Whatever it is though, it's the same principle. I'm squeezing the hips towards each other, really pressing into the left leg. And I say this too, there's a softening in my inner right hip crease. Then we lift the heart. We smile. Okay, from here, I'm going to flow to taking the foot behind me. So, whatever happens, you find it. Maybe both hands are going to hold the foot. Just play, places of play. Okay, now I'm going to move into that version of dancer. So you take the right hand to the outside, start to take the right thigh back. Maybe the left arm lifts in the air. Okay, I'm going to accentuate this. No, this. It's just work the steps, even if it's not happening today. Beautiful. Release. Just feel that. Yeah. Where was all that energy stored? Stuck. Okay, second side. Good. Okay, maybe roll your shoulders. Might be a lot for the shoulders. That's okay, they can take it. Okay, second side. So I'm going to stand on the right foot. I'm actually like maybe lifting the left heel a little bit. Then I lift up here. It's me just showing you everything up, even as I ground down. Then take that, find it. Wherever you got to grab. Woo. Okay. Take your time. That's the joy of it. Not rushing. We're like, oh, wait, why am I so wobbly? Got to anchor through the foot. Hug the hips. If I can lift the heart. Ooh. One more breath. And then I'm going to take it back. So you just find your way. Maybe one hand, maybe both. But it's about connecting through the legs. Through the legs, through the knees, through the feet. And then lifting up. Woo, whatever's happening. Okay, go to a dancer pose. If that's there, we just press it back. We stay lifted as much as we can. Maybe the arm lifts. Just smile, your own joy. And when you're ready, take your time. Whew. Oh my gosh, I turned the heater on in here. Turn it off. Okay. I didn't expect this. So stand for a moment. Okay, we're gonna come back to a wide-legged. Maybe it's a jump, maybe it's whatever it is, get here. Okay, you can do a very little, I'm not even gonna say what we're gonna do. Just open your arms out to the side, turn your right foot out, look at it. Does it feel anchored? Okay, now look, I'm shifting the hips to the left. I'm gonna bend this right knee, take it here, and lift. Now there's an opening, here I'm bringing everything down. I'm gonna open. And then we're just gonna change sides. We'll come up, maybe you reach up as you straighten the right leg, turn the left leg out, open your arms out to the side. Look at your left foot for a moment. Take the hips to the right, bend into this left knee, and take it here nice and slow. That's it. Up, straighten, we're just gonna flow. So feel all this. The feet and the hips, it's the feet and the hips are gonna hold you up here. Feel your feet. So now you know this. Connect to the feet, the hips, working together to help you balance here. Okay, this time I'm gonna take this right hand down to the floor. If that's interesting, open. It could even be you have your blocks there. You could use a block. So just do maybe 2 more. Just feeling. So my last time on each side. Okay, and then we're gonna come up. We're gonna bring the legs together. Maybe it's a hop. And then just be here. Okay, I'm just turning to the side. You can stay front. We're gonna inhale, reach up. And as you exhale, take the arms out to the side, bring the palms together. Do that 3 times. Yes. We don't have to run a marathon to get things moving. Okay, last time, reach up. This time as you exhale, come down. Maybe it's a chair pose. Come down and take the hips back. And we're all the way down. From here, we'll pause here for a few breaths. I'm widening my feet apart. And we're just going to inhale, lift, and lower. Yeah, do it 2 more times. Almost like a, oh, glory bee pose. Get it. Okay, downward facing dog. And take a 3-legged dog. So I'm just going to lift this right leg up. Maybe I'll bend the heel towards the hip and lift the right hip up to the sky. Good. And then change. Opposite leg up if you're there. Bend it, open it through the power of all your glory. Good. Okay. And then take child's pose. Oh, I'm going to do, I feel my toes want to be tucked under for a moment. So I'm just going to take a little modified child's pose. And maybe I'll put a block under the head because that's nice. Good. Wherever you are, breathe. Full breath in. And out. And then we'll bring ourselves up to sitting. I'm going to take a moment to sit on the toes. It's some good value there. Whatever works, I'll get. Okay. Then our next pose is going to be seated, wide-legged. So you might take your blanket to sit on. And I have these blocks here, but if you would rather use a bolster to support yourself, that's all good. You can put your socks on now too, if you like. Okay, good. So take a moment here. Yes, maybe a little massage. All right, good stuff. Okay, so we're just going to take a little bit of baby twists. So I'll take the hands behind, open the shoulders, lift the heart. As you exhale, just turn to the right. Inhale to center, maybe the hands rest on your legs. And exhale, we'll turn to the left. Inhale. So you could even go slower than this. This feels like too fast. Take your time. Good. So here in this pose, the hips are pretty anchored. I'm not going to move that much. So the twist moves up. Okay, and do one more on each side. Good. Okay. And then we'll pause in the center. Good. Okay, so you could use a block if you prefer. I'm going to put my hand on the right side, and it could be anywhere here. You know this. We're just going to reach up and over. So, if you like a block, there's the block. Good. And then inhale and open it up. And exhale over to the other side. And so I'm just pausing for a moment. So if you want to use a block or rest your wherever it works here. Good. And then inhale and exhale. And maybe we pause here for breath. And then we'll move it. Very meditative. Bring back in that meditative flow. And do one more over to the left. And we'll bring it up to center. And just going to rest my hands on the blocks for a moment and just breathe. If you want to move your feet. Okay, if you need to bring your legs in, then do that. I'm going to keep them like this. And we're going to take twists. So if it's better for you to have one leg in, do that. Okay, so maybe the block might move on the inside. You'll see. Keep the right hand where it is. Sweep the left arm in front of you and reach it up. And then exhale and take yourself in here. So you could use the block. Whatever it is, there's that twist is coming in. And then you might notice you have more sensation on the left side. So it's an opportunity just to put your mind there. Oh, maybe I went too deep. Maybe I need to back off a bit and let things open. And then gently encouraging yourself into your forward fold here. using the right hand on the floor to just push enough so I can lift the right side or the right shoulder, the right side of the chest. Find your breath. Good. Okay. Inhale. Slowly make your way out and just pause in the center for a moment. That can be quite a deep place. So move slow. And so as you're ready, turn to face the left leg. We're going to take the right arm and you're sweeping in front of you and all the way up as you inhale. We're going to exhale and invite this in. Nice and slow. Feel that right leg, right hips talking to you. That's who you're connecting with right now. In any place that's holding you back. What's holding you back today? Nothing. I am radiant and luminous. Just like the moon. Patient, present. Settling in. Even super relaxing breath. You're ready. Again, just bring yourself up very slowly and pause. You can even keep your eyes closed. You're going to take your hands behind your back like we did at the very beginning. You're going to bring the feet together. Now I'm going to lift them up off the floor, but you don't have to do that. You can just wave them side to side. But this is interesting that you're like, oh, what's next? Well, then we add the arms. So if the knees go one side, the arms go the other, and it has to be a ta-da, ta-da. Look what I'm doing. You want to lift your heart. But whatever it is all good. Okay, now I'm going to lift the legs up. Take the hands behind and lift up. And I'm pressing those thighs back. Lifting the heart. Connecting with the feet. You could do this with your hands on the floor. You know that. Or you can reach the arms up and be like, wow, look at me. Okay, release. Oh, so good. Okay, come to sit cross-legged for a moment. We're going to take a forward fold in each cross. I'm going to use the block for my head. I always build that. So sometimes 2 blocks is nice. Bolster. Okay, since we're going to go cross-legged, let's establish that. So maybe you cross at the center of your shins, and you flex the feet. If that's not good, create something else, but be very aware of your feet. Good. And then inhale. And exhale, take yourself forward. And, using the feet can make things tighter. So if that is not a good instruction for you today, let your feet relax. Okay. Now we're here for 10 breaths. So soften and even lengthen your breath. Moving into your final 1 or 2 breaths, nice and full. Release the jaw. We'll come out very lovingly. Take your hands behind. You can keep your eyes closed. Stretch your legs out. Move your feet around. So you just move the hips and then we're going to go opposite cross of the legs. I came off my blanket, but still, maybe you need more height. Opposite side. This is your non-dominant side. Maybe more. And then set up your seat. Really feel it. So that could be more blankets. And when you feel you're steady in your seat, then we release the torso forward from the hips as much as you can. I mean, it does come from the waist too, eventually. Settling. 1 or 2 more breaths. Pausing. Feel. So we did all this leg movement. We're gonna move into legs up the wall. And, oh yeah, we all have a wall. Please do know what it is. You can say, if you're not on the wall, you can set it up differently. If your legs are very tight, just go farther away from the wall. Okay. And use a blanket for the torso. It rained yesterday. Just let the dogs in. There's footprints everywhere. But that is okay. I'm not even thinking about it. Okay, so socks on, whatever else you like. And we'll rest here for a few minutes. So the bolster, you know, I'm going to say this now because I have my tailbone hanging off the bolster. And that does stretch the legs in a different way. So that would feel good. And find that, or you also have the bolster right under the sacrum. Good. Okay. Finding your state of meditation. Very present and soft. Just letting the weight of the legs fall towards the hips. Circle the tension in your third eye or in your jaw. You could always take your hands and just massage into those places a little bit. Even if the eyes feel like they're not relaxing, you can use the palms to rest over the eyes. The more relaxed your face is, senses withdraw, and the more the body can relax. Come out of this. I'm going to bend the knees, put the feet to the wall, and just because I feel it'd be interesting, I'm just going to push in and lift the hips. So I'm going to take the upper arms right against the body just for support, just to kind of lift you. If this is interesting, you know, lift up and let the shoulders relax. Okay. Lower down and just wiggle yourself off or roll to your side. Okay, and we'll come up. So we're going to set up for Shavasana, and I'm going to use the bolster. I'm going to stay in legs up the wall and take like a supported boat pose-ish. That is interesting. This is what it's going to look like. So I'm going to put the bolster. There we go. So I've just moved the blanket, and I'm going to put the bolster here and take the heat. Okay. We'll sit on the floor and we'll lie over the bolster. So it is like a version of Shavasana 2. and kind of decide where you want that bolster to go. Go up higher. I'm just gonna take the legs up. I'm gonna add a blanket for the head. So however you are is lovely and great. Release ourselves into the state of being of what we're doing, and holding, standing on one leg, stretching the other leg out behind, while we're resting in Shavasana. All be the same effort. Sometimes relaxing can be even more effort than doing something physical. You just stay as you are. We'd like to move to a seated position for the final 5 in meditation, and taking about a minute to transition and hit the 5, the 2. Just stay as you are and continue to do the work you're doing. You are coming to sitting. Maybe changing the cross of your legs, what you do at the beginning.
releasing yourself into the deepest state of softening this moment. If you're in Shavasana and you'd like to come up to sitting to close this practice, just beginning those movements. Bringing your hands to your heart, bowing your chin to your chest, honoring all that you are, all that is happening in your life, great gratitude and presence. And we'll seal this with one O. Inhale. Breathe into your hands, catch your breath, offer this to yourself. Whatever it is you're calling in, and we'll send it out. Yes, so much love. Thank you, friends. Thank you for being here. Enjoy the rest of this day. Namaste. I'm wearing white. That's nice. Hi, guys.